The college football experience week 8 FCS preview and picks episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is presented by WynnBET. Bet $100 at WynnBET and get $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. Use the promo code NFCBeast for 15% off. And this is active until the Eagles or Giants lose their next game, so get it in now. We got the brand new Tennessee Take Me to the River t-shirts. Check out those. There's the campus editions. I highly recommend them. So check out the merch store today and let it ride.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State. And you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome to the college football experience, FCS Week 8 preview and picks episode. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Yes, this FCS. The FCS season's been fantastic. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Jason that says, let's fucking go. I agree. No Thursday games on the FCS slate. We do have a couple Friday games and then an absolutely loaded Saturday slate. Absolutely loaded. Shout out to Patrick in the chat as well. Welcome to the land down under. Let's recap a little bit of last week. Shout out to the Ivy League Friday games. That was a fun cover as Brown got the cover there. The Ivy, I've been on fire on these Ivy League Friday games, covering these big lines. Besides that, I was on the wrong side of Central Arkansas, Kennesaw State, and Central Arkansas. Wow. Kennesaw State going to the FBS. Not sure if you're ready, but hey, you're going anyway, it seems like, as the Bears lay it on the Owls 51-24. Stonehill finally took a loss to Sacred Heart 40-27 in the NEC. How about Merrimack just laying it on Wagner? There we go. And St. Francis, I told you to get in on St. Francis. They won 57-7 on the Sharks, the fucking Sharks of Long Island. Great win there. Maine upset Monmouth. Maine seems to be kind of turning a corner, 10-point win against the Monmouth Hawks. And then one of the games of the day was Elon, Rhode Island. I was on Rhode Island with the upset there, 17-10 in the CAA. So that was pretty awesome. New Hampshire, the Wildcats shut out Dartmouth 14-0 as the Wildcats continue to roll. And then Wofford. How about Wofford getting their first dub? Interim head coach, they take down the Citadel by 15. I was on the wrong side of that one. 31-16 as Wofford gets the dub. Chattanooga rolled against VMI. Furman won by 7 against Western Carolina. That was an exciting game. The big one. Biggest game of the season. I was on South Dakota State Moneyline. Hope you cashed in. Let's go. What a comeback. That was a great fucking game. Absolutely great game. And I was also on the Vandals plus the points at Montana, and they won outright. What a great story that has been as the Grizz lose in Missoula to the Vandals. That was a fantastic game. St. Thomas continues to roll in the Pioneer. They won by 12 against Drake, which isn't even that impressive, but a win is a win is a win. Montana State continues to roll. They got a huge game this weekend as they won 37-14 against Northern Colorado. South Dakota, Illinois State was a barn burner. Illinois State got a 2-point win there. And shout out to Lindenwood. I always think of Lindenwood as a solid penitentiary. You know, Lindenwood sounds like a jail, right? I did my 4-year stint. Lindenwood got out of there. Southern Illinois rolled Western Illinois. Gardner Webb. How about Gardner Webb? Almost knocked off the Liberty Flames. Richmond took care of Villanova. I was on the right side of that one there. What else? Harvard took care of Howard. Jackson State came through. Hope you laid the points there. That's another one that hit for old pick. Dundee. Austin P rolled Murray State. Austin P pretty damn good, I feel like, this year. I was on the wrong side of Sam Houston State, Eastern Kentucky. Nice win for Sam Houston as he win by 8 on the road there. And then Sacramento State laid it on Eastern Washington. Sacramento State, wow, super impressive. And Rich Rod and Jacksonville State won by 16 against North Alabama. Stephen F. Austin took care of Tarleton. And how about Texas A&M Commerce putting it on McNeese? And then on Sunday, Alabama A&M, Arkansas Pine Bluff, A&M won by 3. Just some fun action. It's been a great season, but this week we get just a loaded slate of games. I am super, super excited to talk about these games, and I'll be honest, I'm just super excited to watch these games. Let's start out Friday night. Can I stay hot with the Ivy League plays here? You know, and one of the things that's going to be very interesting down the stretch here, all these conference races. So Penn and Princeton are both 5-0. Harvard is 4-1, but they're all undefeated in the conference. Yale as well. So Princeton taking on Harvard Stadium, ESPNU, Friday night action. Huge game. It's a fucking huge game, and I'm seeing the line at Harvard -2.5. Last time they played, Princeton won 18-16. And they've been playing this game forever. So this one, very exciting game. Very exciting game. I am going to take Harvard to get the dub here. I think this is a revenge spot. You look at what Harvard did. Now, I'll say out the gates, I wasn't super impressed with Harvard, but they've been coming along, playing a little better ball lately. Charlie Dean at the quarterback spot. Also, I mean, that stud Wimberly, the wide receiver, that guy has like 50 catches this year. He's a baller. And then Bourget, I think his name is, the running back. He gets after it. Princeton, those look pretty damn good when you looked at Princeton's wins. Maybe that's a bit foolish of me, because when you look at Princeton, they haven't really even sweated. I'd say like the only sweat they had all year was, I guess, the Brown game last week. They do hit the road. I'm just going to bank on the rivalry factor. Give me Harvard -2.5. Final score, 24-21 Harvard. Let's go. That's on ESPNU. Then the other one, ESPN3, Long Island taking on Wagner. Somebody's got to win this game. Friday night, this one kicking off at 4 p.m. on the West, 7 p.m. on the East. You know, ESPN3, Long Island won by 14 last season when they played. This is at Hameline Field at Wagner Stadium. Wagner's laying 5. I'm sorry. No, yeah. Wagner is getting 5. Did I stand corrected? I am going to take. Man, this is tough. Give me Long Island. Wagner seems to be a fucking mess. Give me Long Island. I don't feel great about this one. And by the way, I misread the Harvard Princeton line. Harvard is getting 2.5. I like it even better. Next up, we have Saturday morning, and we'll start off with the UT Martin Tennessee game. Obviously, you know, FBS opponent. Tennessee just knocked off Bama. They're favored by 39 against UT Martin. I think you should take the points in UT Martin. Tennessee's been partying all week. Let's go Skyhawks. Let's take the points. Let's take the fucking points. Do they even have the goalpost back? They're in the Tennessee River somewhere. But let's hop into it after that. At the early 9 a.m. kicks here on the West, noon on the East, North Carolina A&T taking on Robert Morris. Robert Morris is getting 20 points, and that ain't enough for me. I'm laying the 20 points with A&T on the road. Robert Morris just seems to be a complete dumpster fire. This game's on ESPN Plus. A&T seems to be getting a little bit better. This is at Joe Walton Stadium. May he rest easy. Legendary coach. Georgetown, my Hoyas, taking on Colgate. Both teams 1-5. This is at Crown Field at Andy Kerr Stadium on ESPN Plus. Once again, 9 a.m. kick. Georgetown's bad this year, guys. They're really bad. Colgate's laying 21, though. 21 is a big number. Last year, this was a 7-point game. Colgate 1-5. I covered on Colgate a couple times this year now. But Georgetown's just dog shit. They're just absolute dog shit. I'm going to lay the points with Colgate. Not a power play by any means here. Or by any means. Bucknell is at Lehigh. This game goes back a long way. ESPN Plus here, but Bucknell's winless. Lehigh's got 1 win. This is the 9 a.m. slate. I know I alluded to there being a lot of great games. Not at the 9 a.m. slate. Or the noon slate, whatever time zone you're in. Lehigh won this game 38-6 last year. Lehigh is currently laying 9. I will lay the 9 because I believe Lehigh's offense is better than Bucknell's. I'm going to lay the 9. This could be a defensive struggle, though. Hoping for like a 13-3 final. Duquesne is at Central Connecticut State. Once again, 1-5 Duquesne taking on winless Central Connecticut State. This is on NEC Front Row. Free app if you want to watch this one. New Britain, Connecticut. Duquesne is... Wait, do I have a line on this one right now? Yes. Duquesne is laying 4. Give me Duquesne. I kind of like it. Kind of like that play. I kind of feel pretty good about that play. All right. Also, the final game on the 9 a.m. slate, 9:30 on the West, noon 30 on the East. Ivy League action, Cornell, Brown. This is actually a decent game. Brown Stadium in Providence, Rhode Island. Brown won the matchup last year, 49-45. This one should be a pretty good one. This is probably the best of the early morning games. Brown is laying 2.5 against the Big Red and Jamison Wang. This one's tough. But I am going to side with the home team, I think. I'm going to go with Jake Wilcox and the Bears. It just seems like these games are kind of shootouts. It's in Rhode Island. Don't feel great about it, but give me Brown. Let's go. Well, only laying, give me a 4-point win final. I could see that happening. Let's go. Then we go to the 10 a.m. slate. Now things get interesting. 10 a.m. or 1 p.m. Eastern, whatever. Now we get some really meaningful games that I'm super duper excited to talk about here. Let's start off with the NEC. Sacred Heart is at Merrimack. Merrimack's been like a covering machine for me. They're laying 3 against Sacred Heart. This one is in North Andover, Massachusetts, but this is one where I kind of think, could this catch up to me? I feel like I've made a lot of money on Merrimack this year. But this one, Malik Grant, that running back for Sacred Heart, is good. He is good. And I am concerned about Merrimack's ability to stop the run. But you also have the UConn transfer, Zergiotis, or whatever his name is, who has been impressive in getting a guy like that. And then you have Jakari Carter at the wideout spot. NEC Front Row app, by the way, free to download. Sacred Heart won this one 26-9 a season ago. Merrimack's laying 3. It's almost like with the FBS show, I can't fade Kansas until I lose. That happened last week. Actually, I mean, sort of. I also caught the 10 and I pushed. But I'm just going to keep riding Merrimack. I don't feel strongly about this, but they've made me a lot of money this year, so I feel like I have to continue to ride good old Merrimack. Huge game, though. As far as like NEC, the conference race, that, and then you have the Stonehill St. Francis PA game going on. That's on ESPN3 at the same time. And Stonehill lost last week. St. Francis, I think St. Francis is probably the best team in the NEC, but it's going to be a fun race to see who's going to get to the FCS playoffs there. St. Francis is laying 22 points. I'm sorry. I think St. Francis is way better than Stonehill. I got to take the points. I know they just whooped Long Island, but I actually think Stonehill is like, they're all right. They're not great, but they're all right. So give me the 22 and the Skyhawks against my St. Francis team that has just been dominating for me. The CAA, this is all at the same time. I'm telling you, there's just so many good games this weekend. Rhode Island heads to Monmouth. You know, Rhode Island finally got that huge win. You know, a lot of hype around that team in preseason. They're 4-2. The CAA race is extremely interesting if you pull it up, because you're saying, okay, New Hampshire is in first place in the CAA. It's followed by Delaware and Elon. Well, Elon just lost to Rhode Island last week. So then Elon's 3-1, but then Rhode Island is 2-1. So if Rhode Island has the same amount of games as Elon at the end of the year, they have the tiebreaker. Critical spot here at Monmouth, but Monmouth is 2-2, still alive, still in the mix. Richmond 2-1, Maine 2-1, William & Mary 2-1. It is a tight race. It's shocking that Nova's back at 1-2. But this makes this game critical in West Long Branch, New Jersey on Flow Sports. Get that Flow Sports app. This one is huge. This what's up to Mario in the chat? Yeah, this is a gigantic game though. This is one where you sit there and say, you know, can Rhode Island avoid, if Monmouth loses this, you could probably stick a fork in them. They're by the way, Monmouth a 1-point favorite. It's a little surprising. I'm all over the place on this one. This is one of the harder games. Monmouth waxed them 41-6 the last time they played, but it was a while ago because remember, Monmouth was not in the CAA. I'm going to take Rhode Island. I'm going to take Rhode Island plus the 1 in Jersey. Let's go. Let's go Rams. All right, let's go Rams. Where's my song? I got it somewhere in here. Hey, rabbit, do you know how to rabbit? Next up, we have, this slate is fantastic in the morning. It really is. Illinois State, Indiana State. Now you say, oh, well, that's not a great game. Memorial Stadium in Terre Haute in Indiana. Indiana State won this matchup last year by 5, but Illinois State 4-2 in the MVC, 4-2 overall, 5th in the MVC currently. And when you look at that 2-1 record, if they can go to 3-1, the good news is that South Dakota State plays North Dakota State later in the day. Also, North Dakota State and Southern Illinois have test as well. So there's a lot of carnage there, and Illinois State can stand to benefit off that if they can go into Terre Haute and get the dub. Super duper excited to watch this one. This line currently sitting at, if I can find it here, Illinois State laying 2. Let's go. This is dangerous though, because I feel like I was impressed the last time I saw Indiana State. You know what? I'm going to switch it. Let's ride that. Let's ride Indiana State. I'm sorry. Let's ride Illinois State. They seem to have a way of been just pulling these games out. I'm going to ride Illinois State on the road in Terre Haute. I'm going to lay the 2 points. Don't feel great about this one. Same time. Stetson. Dayton. This is on Facebook. Yes. Finally, there's something good to Facebook. Dayton, Ohio, Welcome Stadium. What a fucking name for a stadium. But look, I've been right at the stadium. Dayton won this matchup 41-13 a season ago. It's critical as far as both teams having winning records. Dayton's laying 12.5 points. I'll lay the 12.5. It's going to be cold. Florida to Ohio. I don't know how cold, but I feel like gotta be. It's a far trip. Far trip. I'll lay the 12. Don't feel great about that one either. Then once again, the CAA, huge one. Elon travels to New Hampshire. We just touched on this CAA race. I mean, this is what I mean about this weekend being just fabulous. You look at what's going on. New Hampshire's 4-0 in conference. They're 5-2 overall. They just shut out Dartmouth. Not impressive defensive performance. This is on Flow Sports, by the way. Elon won this matchup a season ago, 24-10. Now Elon's got to hit the road, back-to-back away games for the Phoenix. I love this matchup. This will definitely be on here at SGPN Studio. God's Eye with God's Eye. This is at Wildcat Stadium in New Hampshire, and this one, New Hampshire is actually a home dog, getting 1.5 points. I kind of think Elon's the better team, but I also know how hard it is to travel. Give me New Hampshire to get it done against Elon. Let's fucking go. All right, let's go. And you got to wonder if Elon loses that. If Elon loses that and New Hampshire grabs that win, it's kind of looking like New Hampshire could run away with that, with all the carnage. I know the schedule down the stretch will be very interesting. Also, 10 a.m. spot, Yale and Penn. We alluded to this. These teams are both undefeated in the Ivy League. This is an awesome fucking week. At 10 a.m., these games here on the West, there's a lot of really good football games with major meaning. And this game going on at Franklin Field, the legendary Franklin Field. Yale won by 14 last year, 42-28. This game's on ESPN Plus. Penn is laying 3. So Yale catching 3 on the road. Been pretty impressed with Penn this year. Been pretty impressed with Yale this year as well. I will take the points in Yale. Give me the 3. Give me the 3. I don't love it. I feel like I'm saying that for every fucking game. I just think that's a tough spot. Marist takes on Butler. Butler currently 3rd in the Pioneer League. So let's see what can happen with good old Butler here as the Bulldogs. Come on. Just did their college basketball preview. Shout out, subscribe to the College Basketball Experience as that season tips on November 7th. We get a ton of previews over there. I think the angle here is, so Butler's laying 12.5. I feel like Butler has been kind of playing some decent ball that come from behind win against Valpo. Before that, they had back-to-back shutouts of 31. They're back home. Give me the Bulldogs. I'm going to lay the points against Marist. Next up, still a 10 a.m. spot. Delaware State takes on Howard. Delaware State sitting there at 4-2. Second in the MEAC. Howard is 5th in the MEAC. Is at William Green Stadium in Washington, D.C. And I'm trying to find the line on this one. Where is the line? Howard is laying 3.5 points. I think that's incorrect. I think you take Delaware State. I think they should be the team that's favored. I'm a bit perplexed by that, but give me Delaware State. Ride that money line. Let's go Hornets. St. Thomas is on the road in Clinton, South Carolina. Take it on Presbyterian. St. Thomas won this matchup by 39 a season ago. As the Tommies continue to roll, they're actually laying 21. What am I missing here? Let's lay the 21. I feel decent about that one. Next up, Furman. Can Furman avoid a little trap? ESPN Plus, same time, 10:30, heading into Lexington, Virginia against VMI. VMI has been pretty disappointing this year. Furman is going to be laying 12.5. Last time they played, Furman only won by 6. However, VMI just seems to be off this year. I am going to lay the points with the Paladins on the road in Lexington. Then 10:30 a.m. same time, Mercer Chattanooga. This game is fucking awesome. This is like easily one of the top 5 games of the day. I would not be surprised. I was saying this last week with Patty C. We were watching the games. I was like, I think Mercer could go really far this year And I was like, Chattanooga could go pretty far as well. This is at Finley Stadium down Davenport Field in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Last year, Mercer won 10-6. This game's fantastic. Mercer is laying 3. I'm going to take the points. I don't know. I've been really impressed with Mercer. You know what? Give me the points. It's at home in Chattanooga. It's hard to hit the road. Let's go, Mox. Give me the points. That's a great game. Another big game going on in the MEAC is North Carolina Central heading to South Carolina State. Same time, East games on ESPN Plus. South Carolina State won this game by 13 a season ago. South Carolina State's laying 2. This is actually a pretty good game, and I feel like the line's off here. I think Central's the better team right now. South Carolina State's solid. They're better than their record indicates, but I think Central's the better team. I'm going to take the points with Central on the road. Still at 10:30, Dartmouth heads into Columbia at Bob Kraft Field. All right, at Rub and Tug Stadium. See what I did there? Shout out to Bob Kraft. All right. Columbia won this matchup 19-0 a year ago. Dartmouth, this is at a pick. Is that a flat pick? Give me Dartmouth. Give me Dartmouth to win this thing. Let's go. Then we have the next time spot coming at 11 a.m., 2 o'clock on the East. But before I get there, folks, I got to get us paid. I want to tell you that the FCS Week 8 College Football Experience episode is brought to you by WynnBET. Bet $100 at WynnBET and get a $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WynnBET. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by No House Advantage. No House Advantage is changing the game by offering the most dynamic fantasy sports platform available today. You can play in pick-up contests versus other people for a shot at winning $250K. I mean, in cash. Wow. Download the app, choose a contest, select your player props, earn points for correct picks, and climb up that leaderboard for your shot to win big money every single day. You can also test your skills against the house and win 20 times the amount of money you enter if you hit all your picks. And look, it's not just NFL, it's NBA, it's MLB, it's PGA, it's MMA, even NASCAR. So sign up now with the promo code SGPN at nohouseadvantage.com or download the app in the App Store to get a first deposit match up to $25. We're also brought to you by Babbel. Yeah, and if you're like me and there's a foreign language that perhaps you might regret not learning in school because they used to give me a block scheduling period of Spanish. Sorry, 2 hours of Spanish when you're 17 years old. Just didn't work out for old Pick Dundee. I'll tell you that. All right. I got a lot of sleep. I played that drugs calculator game on the TI 83 or 81, whatever the fuck it's called. Remember that game? Anyone out there remember that game where you could like sell drugs on the thing? It was pretty fantastic. Point is though, that I wasn't paying attention. And I regret that because now I got to learn a language and boom, thankfully, Babbel is here to be my friend. All right. Babbel is a language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. And why it's going to be so great with me and why it is so great with me is it's only 10-minute lessons. All right. Look, like I said, I used to have block scheduling. I'm sorry. That's overload. I cannot sit there and learn a language for 2 fucking hours. All right. It's overload. Just give me these 10-minute lessons. And look, they'll have you having real-life conversations in a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Other language learning apps use artificial intelligence for their lesson plan, but Babbel lessons were created by over 150 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, not computers. Get your Skynet out of here. All right, their teaching method has been scientifically proven to be effective. So, and look, it's not just Spanish. 14 different languages, French, Italian, German. It's all there for you. It's all there for you. Start your new language learning journey today with Babbel. Right now, you get 55% off your subscription when you go to babbel.com/SGP. That's BABBEL.com/SGP for up to 55% off your subscription. Babbel, it's language for life. All right, we are back, and we have a barn burner going on 11 a.m. on the West. is at Burgess Snowfield at Jackson State Stadium. This is fantastic. Southeast Louisiana, who's been up and down. I couldn't believe they lost to Commerce. But before that, they knocked off Incarnate Word, which Lion team are we going to see when they head to take on Rich Rod and Jacksonville State? And this is an interesting game because Jacksonville State is not eligible for the FCS playoffs because they're jumping up. So then it kind of puts this game in a well, I mean, I guess it wouldn't matter anyway because they're not in the same conference, but you know what I mean. Jacksonville State they're 6-1 and they're super impressive. That's the damn shame. They should just let them play in the playoffs. Why not? But the Lions of Southeast Louisiana, they played solid ball for the past couple of years. This is a big matchup here. And what is this line at? Currently, Jacksonville State -3. I'm sorry, folks. You want your lock, your top lock? All right, let's go. Rich Rod's got this thing going. Lock it up. Jacksonville State -3. Let's go. Next up on the slate, Richmond traveling to Hampton, Virginia. That was a great game last week. Hampton pulls out that win against Albany, 38-37 in overtime. And meanwhile, Richmond continues to roll. Kind of no one talking about the Spiders. Kind of the way they like it. Last time they played, these two teams played was 2015. Richmond won by 3. Richmond's laying 20.5 points on the road. Give me Hampton in the points. Say Richmond wins, I don't know, 38-20. 38-20. Let's go. Murray State is heading to Lindenwood. Yes. Wait, do I not have a line on this one? I do not have a line on this at the moment. So just keep that. Actually, no. Yeah, I do. Lindenwood -16. Lay it. Murray State's an auto fade. What's happening? Where's my guy? Where's Beamer when you need him? Where's Beamer Magic? They're getting their ass whooped by everybody. I'll take the Lions of Lindenwood I'll take Lindenwood Penitentiary to take down the Racers. Lay the points. Davidson is taking on Drake. Davidson currently second place in the Pioneer. Drake winless. So Davidson just got to avoid the upset here. And Drake catching 11 points. So Davidson laying 11. I get it. They run the option. They're on the road. I'm sorry. I'm still going to lay the 11. Let's go. Let's go Davidson. Let's go Wildcats. The Citadel heads to Western Carolina. Citadel just 1-5. Disappointing year. Stump Mitchell's mad. You know it. Western Carolina showing some fight, but still 3-4. This is at Bob Waters Field, ESPN Plus at 11 a.m. I'm going to go. Carolina's laying 10, by the way. I'll lay the 10. Citadel, just something ain't right. Something ain't right this year. I will lay the 10. Southeast Missouri State is taking on Northwestern State. Southeast Missouri State currently laying 14. I'm on Southeast Missouri State. I've been impressed by them this year. I'm going to lay that 14. I kind of like that play. I feel like it's a pretty good play. I feel like that's fringe lock potential. Valpo, the Crusaders heading to Morehead State. Do I have a line on this one? This one should be an interesting one, but I do not see a line at the moment. What am I doing here? Where is this? Yeah, okay, I got it. Morehead State is catching 9.5 points. Huh. So you got Valpo, who's currently 4th in the Pioneer League. Morehead State whooped them a season ago, but that's before everyone transferred. This is in Morehead, Kentucky, at Jane Stadium. I will take the points in Morehead State. Don't love the play, though. Game of the day. Game of the fucking day. Weber State travels to Montana State, Bozeman, Montana, at Bobcat Stadium. Montana State won this matchup a season ago, 13-7 in Ogden. Now this is in Bozeman. Both these teams look super impressive. this thus far, combined record 12-1 with Montana State's lone loss being in Corvallis. This game is fantastic, and I am seeing Weber State as a 1-point favorite. I'm going to take Weber. I think Weber's the better team. I think Weber's been super impressive. I'm going to take Weber on the road in a lit environment, but let's go. Stephen F. Austin heads to Cedar City, Utah to take on the Thunderbirds. This one a little bit tricky because I feel like both these teams have been hard to get a gauge on. Currently, I am seeing Stephen F. Austin as a half-point favorite. I'm going to take Southern Utah. I think Southern Utah is, I don't know. That game's tough. I feel like that game could go either way. Stay away from that one. Texas Southern heads to Alcorn State. That's an interesting matchup because Alcorn State's still in the mix. It's at Jack Spinks Stadium. Alcorn won by 17 a season ago. Alcorn's laying 9. I'll take Southern in the points. I'll take Southern in the points on the road. Morgan State is heading to Delaware. This on Flow Sports. Surprised I was on the wrong side of the Morgan State play a week ago. Delaware laying 36. That's just too many points. Give me Morgan State plus the points. 36 fucking points. Come on. Give me Morgan State plus the points. Southern Illinois. This is what I mean by some interesting tests. I know South Dakota's just 1-5, but I feel like they're a little bit better than their record. This is going on in Vermilion, South Dakota. The Salukis head into Vermilion. Last year they won by 12 against them. South Dakota's laying 6 and I'm sorry. Southern Illinois is laying 6.5. I think we lay it. I think we lay the 6.5. I've been impressed with the Salukis. Houston Baptist or Houston Christian, formerly Houston Baptist, right? And now they head to Texas A&M Commerce. Like I said, Commerce, it's super impressive. Commerce is laying 21. This is a little backyard battle, though, right? ESPN Plus. I don't know what I'm doing here. Give me the points. Stay away from that one. Tennessee Tech is taking on Kennesaw State. This is in Kennesaw, Georgia. I think Kennesaw bounces back. Personally, maybe it's just my, my fandom of them in the triple option and everything. I will take the. I will lay the. Wait, where the hell is my number here? Where's my number here? I think Kennesaw is going to bounce back and win this game. I do think they're favorites. I just can't figure out where the hell the number is. Do I not have this number right now? Possibly. That might be part of the problem. But I do think Kennesaw bounces back. Tennessee. Oh, there it is. Kennesaw State's laying 15. Actually, that's too many points. Give me Tennessee Tech to cover that. Portland State is at Idaho. This is actually an interesting. Idaho, what a great story. This is in Moscow, Idaho. Been to that great town. Got to get rid of this filthy fucking dome, the Kibbe Dome, and play outdoors like they do 2 miles away in Pullman. Idaho won this matchup by 7 last year. Portland State's 2-4, but I feel like they're a little bit better than their record. Idaho's laying 17.5. I'm sold on Idaho, though. I'm laying the points. I know that's a big-time win last week. Man, that hook is dangerous, though. I'll lay the points with the Vandals. An awesome game going on in Jackson, Mississippi. Campbell, Mike Minter, former NFL defensive back for the Carolina Panthers, taking on Deion Sanders and Jackson State. I think this is two of the better recruiting FCS teams, over the past season or two. Super excited to watch this game, and I am seeing Deion. I've been having this rule of just fading whatever the number is. Jackson State's laying 9.5. I get it. Malik Williams, a good quarterback for Campbell, but I think we just continue to take it. Lay the 9.5. Let's go. North Alabama's at Eastern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky, like I said, had that tough loss a week ago. The Colonels are laying 11 against North Alabama. Still on ESPN Plus at Roy Kidd Stadium in Richmond, Kentucky. I will lay the points. I think it's a bounce back spot for Eastern Kentucky. Lock it up. Let's go. UC Davis and Dan Hawkins head to Northern Colorado to take on Easy Ed McCaffrey. Dan Hawkins used to be in Colorado. All right. Do I got to cue it up? I mean, do I got to cue up the old?
It's Division I football. It's a big 12. It ain't either murals.
Classic moment when Dan Hawkins was the head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes, going off on a player asking for a longer Christmas break or something, or summer break, maybe it was. But UC Davis, clearly the better team here. Easy Ed, I haven't, I don't know, something just doesn't look right with that team. Northern Colorado's laying 15. I'm going to lay the 15. I think they get it done. Holy Cross, my boys, the Crusaders, take on Lafayette. Holy Cross is undefeated, and I really want to see them go deep this year. That's my team. One of my teams I like. They're laying 21 at Lafayette. Lay it. Lay the 21. Let's go to the land down under. This team is legit. They're going to cover this.
And you hung in with the best college football team in the land.
Yes. All right, folks, I want to tell you that the College Football Experience FCS Week 8 preview and pick show is brought to you by Fubo TV. If you watch football, you need Fubo TV. Fubo TV gives you complete coverage of college and pro football. They got the NFL Red Zone. They got games in 4K at no extra charge. There's over 100 channels of live sports and entertainment for a fraction of the price of cable. You can watch it on all your devices. Never miss a game or an episode of your favorite show because they give you included cloud-based DVR. Plus, there's no contract. There's no commitment. You can cancel at any time. Right now, you can try Fubo TV for free for 7 days and get 15% off your first month. Just go to FuboTV.com/SGP. That's FuboTV.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by OddsTrader. OddsTrader is a place to compare odds from all the major sports books. You can also compare the different sign-up codes and promo codes from sportsbook to sportsbook to assure that you get yourself the best deal possible. The app provides key game stats, player stats, injury reports, projected game day weather. Got to check it out. Go to oddstrader.com/bluewire. OddsTrader, the number one site for all your game day bets. We got just huge games happening left and right. You know, and I mentioned like Maine is still somehow alive in the CAA. They are laying 7 at Stony Brook. Stony Brook's winless. This is on Flow Sports at noon 30 over here on the West. Stony Brook won by 5 a season ago, but I think Maine's turned that corner. I'm going to take the Black Bears. I'm going to lock it up. I'm going to lay the points. Been impressive by Maine lately. In one of the best games of the day, Samford, this is on ESPN3, heads to Johnson City, Tennessee. I know East Tennessee State, what's happening? They get whooped by Mercer, but they're a lot better than their record. This is a huge game for Samford. Once again, the battle for the SoCon, very fun. Very fun with Mercer, Chattanooga, Samford, even East Tennessee State, who I think is a better team than their record indicates. Furman in there as well. East Tennessee State, Samford's laying 4 at East Tennessee State. This is going to be an awesome game to watch. I'm going to lay the 4, though. I'm going to lay the 4. I'm not going to lock it, but I think they're going to get it done. I think they're going to get it done in Johnson City. Let's go. William and Mary heads to Towson. This is on Flow Sports. William and Mary can't afford a slip up. They gotta take care of business here. Towson's been, in my opinion, Towson a little bit of a letdown this season. I thought when I looked at the roster, I thought they'd be a little bit better than what they are. William and Mary's laying 18.5. Give me Towson in the points, but I think William and Mary wins. Give me like a 31-14 final. One of the games of the day, ESPN Plus, South Dakota heads into Grand Forks, North Dakota to take on North Dakota. Last year, this was a great matchup. South Dakota State won by 3. Great letdown spot here for the Jackrabbits, taking on the Fighting Hawks. North Dakota's North Dakota's getting 10 points. I'm actually seeing it at 10.5 right now. I'm going to ride the Fighting Hawks here. Catching them in a great spot. Let's go. Lock it up. South Dakota State gets the win, I think. North Dakota State gets the cover. Tommy Schuster, baby. Let's go. Missouri State, Bobby Petrino, road rash face, heads into Northern Iowa and Cedar Falls. This is an interesting matchup. It's kind of teams that you kind of thought would be a little bit better this year. Northern Iowa's laying 5. Wrong team favorite. Give me Missouri State on the money line. Give me the Bears on the money line. Let's go. Lock it up. Game of the night. This weekend has so many big-time games. I got to key in on this game before we get out of here. Montana at Sacramento State. This is on ESPN2, national broadcast at Hornet Stadium in Sacramento there. Sacramento State won last season by 7, 28-21. This is a huge game. And Montana lost last week. Sacramento State's laying 11. I'm going to take the Grizz to hang around enough. Give me Montana plus the 11. Sacramento State wins 31-24. 31-24. Give me the Grizz. And I feel like we should, you know what? Let's lock that up too. Let's go. Give me the Grizz. These games are awesome. How many great games this weekend? And before we get out of here, folks, do yourself a favor. If you're a football fan, watch some FCS football. There are some key games going on this weekend. Montana at Sacramento State, awesome game. South Dakota State at North Dakota, awesome game. Samford at East Tennessee State, awesome game. Campbell, Jackson State, awesome game. I'm interested in Portland State, Idaho, even. Some of those other ones, Missouri State and Northern Iowa. Can the Salukis, go grab a win at South Dakota? Probably, right? But Weber State, Montana State, awesome game. You go through the ranks here. It's everywhere. I'm intrigued by the Southeast Louisiana Jacksonville State game with Rich Rod. Mercer Chattanooga, awesome game. Yale Penn, awesome game. Elon, New Hampshire, awesome game. Rhode Island, Monmouth. I mean, there's really, this is the best weekend of the season thus far in the FCS, folks. I cannot wait. Saturday morning, I'll be talking all these games. 11 a.m. on the East, 8 a.m. on the West. Subscribe to the College Football Experience, folks, on YouTube. You can watch our pregame show every single Saturday, youtube.com/the College Experience. Also, check out all of our college basketball previews. College Basketball Experience, let's go. Season's right around the corner. I cannot wait for college hoops. And when the season starts, I'll be here every single night talking college hoops, best matchups, best bets, just as a college basketball junkie, not even all gambling related, just like what I want to watch. So check out all that, folks. Subscribe. Get the SGPN app for free in the App Store, Google Play Store. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast and the NFL Gambling Podcast. All that great stuff. MLB, that season continues to roll on. NHL Gambling Podcast, NBA Gambling Podcast. We got it all right. Check it all out. Come talk FCS college football with us in the Discord. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. All righty, folks. This is the College Football Experience. Week 8 preview and picks, FCS style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Thank you. Well, this is a great way to get started. And I haven't even won all my games yet. It's a great night to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family.
This is Jerry Glanville, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, brother.
What the fuck did I do wrong? Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit.
At the Olympics, doesn't matter who wins because they're all losers.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
I broke my back. What do you mean by that? Your back is broken. What, a vertebrae or spine?
Coaching, coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked in the second half. It sucked.
Yeah, you can tell shit afterwards. Everybody threw his shit out, everybody worked his ass off.